Makeba, The Wealth Alchemist. Chapter 1. The Seed of Ambition. The streets of Lagos pulsed with life, horns blaring, hawkers shouting, and the scent of roasted plantain filling the humid air. Makeba maneuvered through the crowd, clutching her last few naira in her hand. Rent was due, and her younger brother needed new shoes for school, but the money in her pocket wasn't enough for both. She stopped outside a second-hand bookstore, its peeling sign barely legible. Makeba had always loved books, though they were a luxury she couldn't afford. Something pulled her inside, an urge beyond reason. She traced her fingers along the dusty shelves until her eyes landed on an old, leather-bound book titled The Alchemy of Wealth. She flipped through the brittle pages, each filled with allegories of merchants, investors, and visionaries who had turned nothing into something. At the bottom of the first page, a handwritten note caught her eye. Wealth is not found. It is created. The words settled in her chest like a flame waiting to ignite. She used her last naira to buy the book, unaware that this single choice would change her life forever. Chapter 2. The First Lesson. That night, by the dim light of a flickering candle, Makeba devoured the book. The first lesson was simple but profound. Wealth begins with discipline. Save first, spend later. Invest in knowledge. Find opportunities where others see obstacles. Her first test came the next morning. Instead of spending what little money she had left on a taxi, she walked 5 miles to work. She brewed her own tea instead of buying from the street vendor. Small sacrifices, but they added up. As she continued reading, she discovered something incredible. Hidden among the stories were modern-day financial principles. The power of compound interest, the importance of ownership, and the secret of leveraging other people's money. This wasn't just a book, it was a blueprint for transformation. But knowledge without action meant nothing, and Makeba was ready to act. She started applying the lessons to her daily life. She tracked her expenses diligently, cutting unnecessary costs. She found ways to earn extra income, offering tutoring services and even helping small businesses improve their bookkeeping. Every naira she saved, she reinvested into knowledge and skill building. Her confidence grew with every financial step. Forward. Chapter 3. A Fateful Encounter. With a fierce determination, Makeba sought her first investment. She noticed a woman selling handmade beaded jewelry at the market. Beautiful work, but poorly marketed. An idea sparked. She approached the seller and proposed a deal. Makeba would photograph the jewelry and sell it online in exchange for a commission. Skeptical but intrigued, the woman agreed. With no smartphone of her own, Makeba borrowed a friend's, took crispy photos, and listed the jewelry on a local e-commerce site. Within a week, the first sale came in. Then another, and another. One afternoon, as she worked on improving the shop's online presence at a cafe, she met Kofi, a software developer, who had just returned from the UK. He had an easy smile and a keen interest in business. "You have a natural instinct for opportunity," he remarked, watching her analyze sales trends on her laptop. They talked for hours, exchanging ideas about e-commerce, digital marketing, and the power of automation. By the end of the night, he proposed a partnership. He would help her build a more efficient website for the jewelry business in exchange for a small stake in the venture. It was a bold move, but Makeba's instincts told her to trust him, and so their partnership, and something deeper, began. Chapter 4. Navigating Love and Business. As their business grew, so did the connection between Makeba and Kofi. They spent late nights brainstorming, laughing over cups of tea, and challenging each other's ideas. Kofi admired Makeba's resilience, while she was drawn to his vision and technical skills. But love and business rarely mix without challenges. When Kofi suggested seeking venture capital to expand their online marketplace, Makeba hesitated. She feared losing control over her brand. "Money from investors comes with strings," she warned. Kofi, always the strategist, argued otherwise. "If we scale quickly, we can dominate the market before competitors catch up." Their first major disagreement left them both restless. The tension bled into their personal relationship, and for the first time, Makeba wondered if they had made a mistake intertwining business and emotions. One evening, after a heated argument, Kofi left abruptly and Makeba buried herself in work. Hours later, she received a message from him. "Meet me at our cafe." No business talk, just us. That night, under the glow of streetlights, they spoke, not about strategy or revenue, but about their fears, dreams, and the love growing between them. They made a pact to always communicate, to respect each other's perspectives, and to never let ambition drive them apart. Chapter 5. Growth and Sacrifice. Their marketplace flourished. Makeba and Kofi expanded beyond jewelry, bringing in African artisans from different regions. The success attracted investors, and despite her initial reservations, Makeba agreed to a funding deal that allowed them to maintain control. With expansion came new struggles. The long hours took a toll on their relationship. Kofi had opportunities abroad, and Makeba's relentless drive kept her rooted in Lagos. "We have to find balance," he told her one night. "We can't lose ourselves in ambition." A difficult choice loomed. Was their love strong enough to withstand the sacrifices success demanded? Chapter 6. The Ultimate Testas. Makeba's brand went international. She faced betrayal from within. A former employee stole their marketing strategies and started a rival company backed by foreign investors. The betrayal stung, but Makeba refused to crumble. Kofi, seeing her distress, proposed something unexpected: marriage. "We've built an empire together," he said. "Now let's build a life." The moment was bittersweet. Makeba loved him, but could she juggle global expansion and marriage? Could she have it all? Chapter 7. Choosing Love, Choosing Legacy. In a bold move, Makeba decided to delegate more, training a team to handle operations while she focused on vision and impact. She and Kofi married in a small, intimate ceremony, surrounded by friends and fellow entrepreneurs who had been part of their journey. Together, they built a foundation supporting young African entrepreneurs, ensuring that The Alchemy of Wealth was not just a book that changed one life, but millions. Their journey was far from over, but they had learned the most valuable lesson of all. Wealth is not just about money. It's about love, legacy, and lifting others along the way.